And time now for our community update this morning, and we're joined by Appleton Mayor Jake Woodford. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Good morning, Shelley. Good to be with you.
Now, protests continue over the Kenosha police-involved shooting and Black Lives Matter. Most have been peaceful in Appleton, but last Monday in the city, some protesters got out of hand. How is the city of Appleton planning for and responding to demonstrations and protests?
Well, Shelley, we want the city of Appleton to be a place where people feel like they can safely exercise their First Amendment rights. This is a top priority for us as a community. But we also have to recognize that there's a line, and we have to draw a clear line at behaviors that are violent or are intimidating. And so in response to what happened on Monday, the police department has been following up directly with folks who've potentially committed acts that are outside the boundaries of what's appropriate for protests in our community. And this isn't just about a law enforcement response. This is us as a municipality using all of the channels and all of the tools available to us to respond to and engage with people in our community who have concerns. And so we've been doing that through the Diversity and Inclusion Coordinator here in the Mayor's office. I've been reaching out. The police department's also been actively communicating with members of our community, activists in this community, as well as community members to lend an ear and trying to understand where folks are coming from and steer the conversation into more productive channels.
What else are you doing to keep the community safe during these times?
In terms of demonstrations, the Appleton Police Department and the City of Appleton continue to actively monitor conversations that are happening in the community and prepare for events as best we can. The thing about demonstrations is that they're generally spontaneous and don't really allow us to plan for them. We don't plan these as a municipality. We're really in a responsive mode. So we continue to actively monitor, and the police department has done a great job in flexing their staffing to respond when we know of an event coming up. And so we'll continue to do that moving forward.
Now, you've issued a number of proclamations. What is a proclamation and why are they issued?
Well, great question. Proclamations are issued by mayors to signify an important event in a community or to make a statement about a community or to urge action from members of the community. And the proclamations are certainly not new for the city of Appleton. I have taken a little bit of a different approach with proclamations. I'm trying to, when I can, get out in the community to issue those proclamations, to read those proclamations. Sometimes they're requested by a community organization or they are a part of a process. So Appleton was recently named a Purple Heart City, and the final step in that process was a mayoral proclamation to certify Appleton as a Purple Heart City. So I issued the proclamation and then read that proclamation at Memorial Park here in Appleton, and the Wisconsin Department of the Military Order of the Purple Heart was there. 2 chapters came along, and so I also see this as an opportunity to create community conversations and gatherings around important moments in the community.
Now, how has this unusual start to your first term in office impacted the plans you had coming in?
It certainly has impacted my plans coming in. I outlined a platform in my campaign that was focused on a few key areas for our city, and I've really had to hit the ground running in terms of emergency management and getting up to speed on municipal operations, and then working to ensure continuity of operations. So sort of basic blocking and tackling of government work, local government work, as opposed to getting to those higher level objectives that I have for our community moving forward. But that being said, I have been actively working on finding opportunities to meet some of those commitments that I made in the campaign. One is we're working right now on a process to secure an easement for a second raw water intake line for our water treatment or for our water production facility. So even as all of these global events are happening and affecting us here at the local level, there is still the daily work of local government that needs to happen, and I'm committed to keeping on that.
All right, thanks for joining us today, Mayor. We appreciate your time. Well, Jordan's up
Absolutely.
next with